Well, cracks, leaks, crumbling tiles. Some Memorial University students say campus infrastructure is worsening year after year. Today, dozens of students and faculty members marched to Confederation Building to demand better. Here now's Jessica Singer brings us that story.
Some Memorial University students say they are fed up with crumbling infrastructure on campus. They want more money from the provincial government to fix problem areas they say are health and safety issues, including this one here in the underground tunnels in Memorial University, also known as the Munnels. I'm with Nicholas Keogh and he's with the Students' Union. Nicholas, what is this here?
We have a recycling bin with a tube coming out of it. There's a tarp to catch all liquid, I'm assuming, that comes from the ceiling, and the tarp is fastened with duct tape that is peeling off the ceilings. We've been dealing with this for a while, but it's definitely become worse because of the funding cuts to Memorial over the last 11 years.
So, Nicholas, what exactly are we seeing here?
Well, we see an emergency button that is completely out of order. There are many emergency buttons on campus that are out of order. This was brought to me by a board member, but it's a huge issue for a lot of students, especially female students, because these buttons are supposed to alert campus enforcement and patrol if there's an emergency situation. So there's ceiling tiles that will physically crumble and fall to the ground. Sometimes I've seen it in the bookstore, I've seen it many different places. There's holes in the ceilings. I'm humiliated, especially as a Newfoundlander. I'm humiliated that people from other countries and other provinces go here and see this out of our only public university.
More money to fix the university's infrastructure is just one thing students rallied for today. They marched to Confederation Building demanding the government stop funding cuts and reverse tuition hikes.
My sign says no more asbestos in my nose, and that's because there are asbestos warnings in all the Munnels, and the infrastructure is absolutely deteriorating in the majority of the buildings. The administration claimed that we have to have high tuition so that we can be a prestigious university, but you look around the university and there is no prestige. It is not being allocated to the students or our infrastructure.
Students, faculty, and union members launched a campaign last week demanding an end to the budget cuts they say have been going on for a decade. If the funding isn't restored, students like Jean say they don't feel comfortable walking on a campus that seems to be falling apart in front of them. Jessica Singer, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, students were also protesting in Corner Brook outside Memorial's Grenfell campus today. Their main issue, high student fees. They say bring back the freeze.
Tuition fees have got to go!
So today we're fighting for free education, free and accessible education for all. Recently, it doesn't impact me, but it impacts all the newer students. There's been a hike in tuition. It's gone up drastically. My little brother just started going here, and it's about tripled what we pay, what I pay.
Meaning that we are showing the government that we care.
I really want the government to give us back the funds that they've previously taken away, and I believe in free and accessible education for all, even for international students who are, coming from across the world. They deserve to pay the same fees and tuitions that we're all paying.
Let's go!
We're here asking the government to reinstate the tuition freeze and to make education accessible for everyone who wants it, because the skyrocketing tuition fees are not a joke. Students are struggling and we need them to understand this. First of all, international students, they have it very rough with the, some of them are paying $2,000 a course per semester, and it keeps going up until 2026. Even those students who are, they're grandfathered into the new system, it's still a lot of money because, there's exchange rates back home and families are just trying to make ends meet. Students need an education to better themselves, and they're making it very difficult for people to achieve this.
Hey! Tuition fees have got to go! Hey!
To get a job, nowadays you need a post-secondary education, and if students are unable to get that, then I don't know what we're going to do. And Newfoundland needs workers to want to stay here and work here in Newfoundland, so I think free and accessible education for all would be wonderful and something we need to work towards.